And so you are there, a jetpack without fuel, an oxygen tank without oxygen, an astronaut without a ship, floating into the deep space. And what do you do? After watching a lot of videos titled Outer Wilds is a masterpiece, I was curious to play the game. So, bought the game, played without knowing a single thing about it. And now I have reached enlightenment. My soul has transcended into space-time. I got a successful job. Karen came back with the kids. My penis grew loud. In all seriousness, this is truly a game you don't want to miss up. I really suggest playing the game before watching this video, or else. No, but in reality, I'm going to assume the viewer has already played the game, so probably people who haven't will find this video difficult to understand. So yeah, play the goddamn game. Anyways, there's a lot of videos talking about how great is Outer Wilds, so because it will be kind of repetitive to do so, and also this channel is built different. This video is going to be a you can move, look, jump, have a spacesuit, spaceship, scout launcher, signal scope, flashlight, nomad translation unit, and most importantly, infinite marshmallows. And well, that's it. Come back. The thing that I love the most out of this game is consistency and potential on its ideas and gameplay. Let's take the first The Witcher game as an example. In the game, you are given the ability to use different spells, and while they are useful in combat, you are limited only to use them on combat, meaning you can't use them while on houses or on towns or on other places full with NPCs. Yes, it makes sense that it's restricted. If you could use spells everywhere, you could easily kill an NPC that might be important to the story later, so you could break the game. The developers directly restricted spells used outside combat. You can't even use spells while looking at a wall. If you are on town, you can't use them, which makes it inconsistent, and also the potential is wasted. This is the great thing about Outer Wilds, that every idea is used to its fullest potential. They are 0 to none restrictions. There are situations where you might not want to be able to use the tools that you are given, but you still are able to try to use them, instead of directly disable them. What do you think you can do with the scout launcher? It is just a launchable camera, right? You can take photos, detect ghost matter, detect dangerous hazard, detect where things can lead. It is a good source of light. Detect the integrity of people, give you the view to measure this. Like, you get the point. Things on this game are used to its full potential without restrictions. Hell, even the flashlight is used in its fullest potential. The damn flashlight! Outer Wilds does know how to extract the last bit of potential out of its resources. It wouldn't be a surprise if an action as simple as moving the camera had something hidden too. Wait. Yeah, exactly. This game has a lot of interesting ideas going on, and instead of restrict them, they use them, they own them. Like, one of the best Easter eggs of this game is when you break the time-space continuum. This ending could have been easily avoided if the developers just erased the other scout. But no, they literally created a whole ending based on the idea that teleportation is time travel, which makes me Look at our dull, boring, mundane, grey-painted, one-color, monotonous, lifeless, uninteresting, flat, insipid, stereotypical, irksome, unoriginal, eye-throwing, normal-looking, shineless, dust-gathering, slow, ordinary, neighbor planets. Now look at this. Daniel, the cooler Daniel. Level 1, level 99 Mafia boss. The thing that I love about the solar system design is that the world history telling is so detailed that if you take all of the text out of the game, you could probably still understand most of the history that the game presents to you. Like, maybe it will be more difficult to tie the strings, but give it enough time and somebody will discover the game's history 100% perfectly, even without text. Literally, this mute solar system without a mouth to talk communicates better than me, a human with a fuck it. This is the point. It communicates better than me, a human with a fully functional mouth. Also, the solar system is made to catch your curiosity, so it constantly surprises you with stuff. And when I say constantly, I mean minigun rapid fire you surprises. Like, the players who have finished this game can look at this planet and now be like, what with it? Because they probably forgotten the fascinating things about it. But like the first time I went there, oh wow, it has a mini sun as a moon. Wow. Oh wow, the moon throws stuff to the planet. Oh wow, these trees are moving. Oh wow, the planet is hollow. Oh wait, that's why it is named Brittle Hollow. Oh, what the fuck? Like in this game, you will be rocking your eyebrows all day. I swear this game is absolute madness when it comes to your attention seeking. It does it so motherfucking well, it is outstanding. And yeah, that's all I got to say about the world of Outer Wilds. Well, the solar system. I really couldn't figure out a way to smoothly transition this part into freedom by its own is a really hard thing to talk about. It is a topic that may need its own 40-minute video or something. But basically, Outer Wilds uses freedom really cleverly. Basically, Outer Wilds kind of feels as free as Minecraft. Not in the way on the things you can potentially do, since Minecraft is obviously superior. Like, really, you can do almost anything. In both games, the player feels free to do as they please, under the limits of the game. It is common in video games to deprive you momentarily of your controls for the sake of telling you a story. But in both Minecraft and Outer Wilds, you are always in control. It is just that in Minecraft, you can live thousands of adventures, while in Outer Wilds, you can only live one adventure. But although you can only live one, your path towards it is different from anyone's, which ultimately makes everything special for you, while at the same time telling you a story. Let's take Genshin Impact for example. It is a really story-driven game. The stories are magnificent, but your experience with that quest will be no different from your friend or a random person in the world. You all did the same things to get to the end, the only thing differing being the combat. Returning to Outer Wilds, you have control over everything, and while the goal is the same for everyone had a different experience, thus making it special. One thing to notice is that in this game there is also no clear objective. The game gives you no pressure to do anything, so the player has to find an objective by themselves. Well, yes, but actually no. While in theory you can do whatever you desire to do, the game was made with the intention to be explored. So in a way, it means you are limited to do just that, which kinda doesn't seem to have sense, right? You can only explore the game, but you feel free. Let me put this on other words. You feel free, but you are not free. How can they achieve such a thing? Well, if you think about it, it is not that hard. The game only has to make you want to explore it. That way you by yourself will explore the solar system without the need to obligate you. So you feel free to choose what you want to do, and the game obligates you to do what it wants. It's a win-win situation. Just thinking about it makes me realize that these people have enough IQ to literally give out IQ to those people who lack it, thus ending the word problem of Twitter. Like, how do you design a game where the player feels free but they do what you want them to do? Am I overthinking this? Definitely. But even if this wasn't planned as a result, the fact that it happens is crazy. Now, how does the game convinces you to explore it? Really simple. The game only has to activate your The introduction is really clever. Whoever made that introduction has a brain larger than the planet. No, larger than the galaxy. No, probably larger than your mom. I refer the introduction to the part where you have to get the codes onto your first supernova. The design of the Harthian village is just splendid. everything on it. It's to teach you the basics of the game. The cave without gravity, the scout launcher, the kids playing hide and seek, the kid constantly playing with ghost matter and the camera. Like, they teach you a lot of the basic mechanics of this world. Of this world, yeah. And the museum introduces quantum rock mechanics, history of Harthians, and the ancient race called the Nomai. Literally in just that little trip you did to get the code, Outer Wilds already has set the basis of all of the game, which is crazy. Then the Nomai statue event. I might be praising this a lot more than I should, but it cuts you so out of guard. And you didn't just saw random images, you saw your memories, your gameplay. Up to this point, all of the village has been teaching you stuff, but this is the first part where you actually are given an unknown thing. This part is to give the player one of the most overpowered abilities in the game. Time curiosity. We have mentioned the lack of objective in this game, but it is not completely true. The game's hidden objective is to be explored, but it doesn't tell you directly to do it. Instead, it uses mystery to lure you to explore it, and it does it well. Just pay attention at how alien the sounds are, and the use of screenshots of your own gameplay really makes you question yourself. What the fuck? There's like a lot of stuff that the game just casually shows you and doesn't give you an proper explanation. Kinda like some teachers. The launching probe, the sudden appearance of a weird seed, the quantum stuff, like stuff happens all the time. And the game is not like, oh, look at what just happened, let's describe it again but on a more boring format. No, Outer Wilds just flashes you with stuff. And cause there is a lack of understanding, we players feel curious. And thus, we naturally start looking for answers. And if you start looking for answers, the game has succeeded. But it just doesn't end there. The other thing that makes me love this game is the So in a survival game like Stranded Deep, the game tests your resource management skills. In a rhythm game like Geometry Dash, tests your timing skills. In a puzzle game like Portal, tests your problem solving skills. In a MOBA like League of Legends, the game tests your strategy, team play, and your degrading self-esteem. In a game which is made to satisfy your curiosity, what type of barrier should challenge the player? What could that be? Knowledge barriers. Curiosity sprouts from the stuff that you don't know, so the knowledge barriers are to test what you do know. Outer Wilds does an incredible job on this. It is mind-blowing to compare your first run and your final run. The only thing that differs is that you have knowledge. And not any type of knowledge is your knowledge, not the game's knowledge. What do I mean with that? Outer Wilds scatters puzzle hints throughout its entire solar system. But the cool thing here is that it's not the actual answer that it is scatter. As I said, they are only hints. The use of hints forces you to process and connect these hints. It forces you to create your own conjecture, so when everything makes click on your head, the answer feels like it's yours. Isn't this the thing that puzzle games do? Puzzle games usually give you the solution to the problem. Like, let's imagine you are playing Portal and you are on this chamber. There's a cube, you have a portal gun, and there's a button that needs to be pressed. What is the solution to this puzzle? Well, it is obvious that the answer invokes the cube, the portal gun, and the button. So you play with them until you resolve it. This happens throughout all of the game, where the elements that are involved to resolve the puzzle are easily known. Now let's say you are playing Outer Wilds for the first time. The puzzle is, how do you get past the stream of water? Yeah, exactly. You don't know where to exactly start with. You can try entering by force with your ship, maybe your scout can pass, or maybe the signal scope can do something. Like, you have no idea of what elements on your screen are involved on the puzzle. That's the difference. Other games give you a jigsaw puzzle so you can arm the image by assembling the little pieces. Outer Wilds gives you a white canvas and paint so you can create an image. That's the difference. And so you are there, a jetpack without fuel, an oxygen tank without oxygen, an astronaut without a ship, floating into the deep space. And what do? Everything seems wrong. The solar system is about to implode, and with it everything and everyone that you knew, leaving absolutely no trace. You have the ability to time travel but not to stop what's coming. It is unfair. It is just unfair that your civilization just started exploring the solar system, that only you suffer because you are the only one who knows the truth. But instead of letting all of this torment you, you simply smile. Why? Because only this situation is able to give you the scenery in front of your eyes. Because you know that the end is just another beginning. The beginning of new life and planets to grow. Because you have given the opportunity to understand. Because at the end of it all, the journey was fun. And because this way and only this way, everything has meaning. All of the things, including the great attention to detail, incredible soundtrack, compelling words, and great story, just makes one of the best games I have ever played. This game just feels too alive, with too much heart poured into it. It's so unbelievable. In this video, I try my best to tackle not the superficial but the more deep stuff that holds the game together. And while I'm convinced I did a great job, I know that there's a lot that I can't see. Hell, I didn't even talk about the DLC, but that's a topic for another video since it's recent and I want to give it more time for people that are still missing on it. Anyways, from now on, I will be grabbing one comment of the more recent ones at the time of recording and display it at the end. So, here are the deep words from the user Frickle. Never mind, it was caught.